The Labour Force report for December and fourth quarter of 2020 describes the labour supply situation. The report will elaborate on the month-on-month changes to examine the immediate effects of the MCO to contain the spread of COVID-19. In addition, annual changes from the same month of the previous year is also reported. In December 2020, employed persons edged up month-on-month by 0.1% or equivalent 19.3 thousand persons to record 15.22 million persons after registering a decrease in the previous month. The employment to population ratio, which indicates the ability of an economy to create employment, remained at 65.1%. As for the fourth quarter, the number of employed persons increased by 0.4% to record 15.16 million persons as compared to 15.1 million persons in third quarter. The employment to population ratio remained at 65.2%. In fourth quarter, the working population was dominated by male with a share of 61.2%. Meanwhile, more than 30% of the employed persons were in the age group of 25 to 34 years. As for the employed persons by occupation registered in fourth quarter, 23.3% were services and sales workers. Nevertheless, more than half of the employed persons were in semi-skilled category. In fourth quarter of 2020, there were 533.7 thousand persons who worked less than 30 hours per week due to working conditions or insufficient work. Time-related underemployment, which accounted for 2.4%, increased to 369.1 thousand persons as compared to 300.8 thousand persons in the previous quarter. In December, the number of unemployed persons added up month-on-month by 1.1% or 8.5 thousand persons to 772.9 thousand persons, whereas the unemployment rate stood at 4.8% as compared to the previous month. Likewise, in fourth quarter, the number of unemployed persons increased quarter-on-quarter by 2.1% to record 760.7 thousand persons. The unemployment rate in this quarter rose by 0.1 percentage point to 4.8%. In fourth quarter, more than 80% of unemployed persons were actively unemployed. The largest composition was persons who were unemployed for less than 3 months, contributed 45.5%. In December, the number of labour force increased by 27.8 thousand persons to 15.99 million persons. The labour force participation rate for December remained at 68.4%. As for the fourth quarter, the number of labour force increased by 81.7 thousand persons quarter on quarter to record 15.92 million persons. Labour force participation rate during the quarter increased marginally 0.1 percentage point to 68.5%. The number of persons outside labour force registered a decrease of 2.6 thousand persons to 7.37 million persons in December. Likewise, outside labour force situation in fourth quarter experienced a decrease of 0.1% to 7.32 million persons. Among the main reasons for not seeking jobs during December was due to schooling or training, which comprised of 43.8% or 3.23 million persons. This was followed by housework or family responsibility with a share of 42.3% or 3.12 million persons. Similarly, for the fourth quarter, the largest composition of outside labour force was also due to schooling or training program and followed by housework or family responsibility. Towards the end of 2020, Malaysia has passed the 100,000 mark of the recorded COVID-19 cases on the 24th December 2020. The number of new cases of COVID-19 in Malaysia continued to register a spike, which exceeded an average of 3,200 cases daily in January 2021. However, to balance the economic momentum and healthcare system, most of businesses' activity are allowed to continue their operation as usual with a compliance to a strict standard operating procedure. Certain activities will remain restricted to operate, such as social gathering, cinemas and entertainment, and recreational activities. Hence, it is foreseen that Malaysia's labour market will remain in a challenging situation in early of 2021, but various assistance and initiatives introduced by the government will cushion the impact of the pandemic.